Hi, my name is Jennifer Evaniew. I'm a recent MBA MLIS graduate here at the University of Alberta, and I'm going to discuss a pilot study I conducted for an advanced research class last term in library studies. My project is entitled Physical Library Spaces in the Digital Age. And really my interest came about from the opportunity for utilizing increased physical library spaces in academic libraries due to increased digital materials and subsequent decreased physical materials. So really my objective was to learn the ways in which university students make use of these new library spaces. And really these spaces, there's a lot of these kind of learning commons. They're new spaces, they're really open floor plans, utilizing technology, instruction, and different resources. But here at the university, we don't have a designated learning commons in the library. So I chose the next best thing, which is the Cameron Common, the main floor of Cameron Library. And here it has a lot of elements of learning commons, including the open floor plans, different types of furniture, and the technology. So my two questions for the space was one, how are students using the space? What academic needs are being met? And then what student needs do the staff intend for the space to meet? So I really went through the literature. And as I mentioned, there's learning commons. There's also new informal learning spaces. And these are arising due in part to additional physical spaces being available, but also increased collaborative processes in the classroom. So students need more open spaces to work together. And really, the university library has transitioned to being this repository for physical materials to being more learner-centered. So taking two main spaces on the main floor, which it does not have any physical books besides a small reserve room. So I looked first at the Cameron Common, a wide open floor plan. It has movable chairs, tables with outlets. I also looked at the Fireside Lounge as a newer space with very modular furniture. In terms of methodology, I conducted 12 one-hour sessions of observation across both rooms. And I was using some themes from previous research to kind of guide what I was observing, but was really open to all behavior that I witnessed. I also did 2 interviews with students who both happened to be on the Student Library Advisory Committee, and 2 interviews with Cameron staff. From my research, I really came out to 6 main themes. And these are guided by this idea by Mertz that student behavior in the library isn't binary. You know, it's not studying or not studying, it's very fluid. And this idea was confirmed by a librarian that I interviewed. So the first theme, movement within the space, there's really this preference for sort of modular furniture. You can see here students, they're really moving the furniture around. They like that agency, and that's what the librarians believed when they gave this more movable furniture. The 2 students that I interviewed, there's kind of different preferences for how they study as individuals. Some prefer to be near others, kind of in a quieter space, but others really prefer that open collaborative space to work in. Again, so groups. There's really an advantage here to these open spaces for groups to work together. Some may be using technology such as Google Docs together. Then encounters and social space. It really is a social space. And one student remarked that he would go to the space even if he did not have an assignment because he knew his friends would be there. Use of technology and resources. Really different types of technologies. Lots of people had laptops and cell phones. And then lastly, refreshments. There's nearby access to vendors. And this was a big part of adding to that collaborative space.